I think today is of great importance. I first was contacted by a lady that lives in New Malden that has great problems on the high street. It's not just New Malden, it's in every high street really. The difficulties she gets into every day trying to get along the road simply.
Weeks ago we came here, my husband and I, and there were 3 line bikes lying here on the pavement, which meant that they're a trip hazard. Even though I've got my long cane, you hit it and over you go. But people with prams, strollers, mobility issues, suitcases, all that sort of thing, they just could not get past. You never know what's going to happen when you leave your house. You can be trained one day and the next day the whole place is a disaster, just like what's happening at New Malden Station at the moment. So you never know. You just never know. It's terrifying.
It really was quite challenging having such limited vision. The main feeling I got was a sense of vulnerability. Just not being able to see, the meter in front of you, knowing what's ahead of you, what's either side of you. You just feel very reliant. I had someone helping me walk, and you kind of need that. And not knowing where you're going or what hazards are coming up it's quite scary, really, and quite stressful. It made me think a lot more about how the streets are laid out, and it's something that when you've got good vision, it's second nature. You can manage your way along the street, avoid hazards. But as soon as your visibility is restricted, it becomes a lot more difficult.
I think I personally and the councillors all learnt a great deal about some of the day-to-day barriers that visually impaired people can face, things that we don't experience ourselves, so we don't necessarily appreciate how something perhaps so simple can have such a big impact on somebody's life and prevent them from going about their day-to-day business. So for example, the way that someone might leave a rental bike on the pavement, or they might leave their bins outside their house and leave them too near the edge of the pavement. And these things don't necessarily just impact visually impaired people, but they can impact all kinds of other people, whether they've got mobility impairments or they've got buggies with young children, all those kind of things. We've been able to take some of the learning of this and talk with our teams about how we can follow up on some sort of the detailed issues around enforcement, and also just looking to really get members of the public to take on board some of these issues as well and think about what they do before they do some of these things, and that the details really matter.
Who are visually impaired and seriously restrict their mobility and ability to get out and to socialise. So it is a very big problem. That's something that we should be very mindful of, because we want to make this borough as inclusive as possible for everyone.